and welcome to another Mario Party 8 minigame review.
This time, we reviewed Balancing Act, a good example of trying to do a waggle minigame, but add obstacles. Nothing too important, but an alright minigame. Today's minigame is a... Are you kidding me? Another dual minigame? How many are there? This time we got Blazing Lassos. So let's get to this minigame, shall we?
So here's how you play this minigame. You and your opponent both have I think an octagon of barrels, ranging of point totals from 5 to 50. Your job is to throw your lasso and try to grab as many barrels as you can. You gotta do this by shaking the remote in a circle, then flinging it, and then retrieving it, the barrel, from it. And I will say that this minigame can be really complex on many fronts, because you do 3 different motions in this minigame, and in some remarks that's a good and bad thing, because some of these motions can range in terms of how much they want to respond. I will say the rotating of the lasso, well, it responds decently well, but grabbing a barrel and retrieving it specifically, yeah, both those, they are not the most responsive. This is probably like one of the lesser times of when motion controls are used, and it did cost me this round, if you see right here. I kinda just wish that it was a tad more responsive, but okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just kind of like Flip the Chimp, where the motion controls aren't the most responsive, but it doesn't completely hinder the minigame for me. Unlike some minigames we'll get to later. But I will say that this is definitely a fun time. Even with motion controls, it just makes the minigame feel a lot more alive than it would have been if you just did generic button controls. Just to say, motion controls definitely made this Mario Party better, but I will say, I just wish they were implemented more instead of the lackluster amounts we got. So yeah, with that out of the way, we can now go to the overall thoughts. Shall we?
Overall, Blazing Lassos is an alright attempt at doing motion controls. It definitely benefits more with it, because if this was just button controls, it definitely would have been worse. Here, I feel like it improves the minigame. Although, the amount of motions you have to do in this minigame is a bit complex, and it kind of just leads to the minigame being a bit hard to understand, especially since there are points where you want to go for a specific barrel, like the 50, and then I accidentally get the 30 or even 5. It kind of just goes into a bit of an underestimating or overestimating on where you're going, especially since the lasso can go a long ways after it's already been thrown. But thankfully, it's not the hardest thing to get used to, but I will say, if this didn't have motion controls, it would have been worse. And with motion controls, it's a decent minigame. It's not like most overly remarkable minigame out there, but a decent time nonetheless. I'm gonna give it a high 3 stars. It's a nice time. And that's it for today. Up next, we're reviewing Bob Bob's Away. See you guys then.